I don't like your business.
I know, yeah.
I want you out of business because you're cutting into my profit. Look at this. Here we are. Hi, Tammy.
Hi.
Nice to meet you finally.
Nice to meet you.
All right, Tammy, I'm gonna paint this picture for you. You're going the elevator of your building here. In walks in your ideal client. She turns to you and she says, so what do you do?
Okay.
Not a lot of time, 30 seconds or less.
Here we go.
Let me know what you do.
We are an online luxury destination where you can shop, sell, rent, or restore designer luxury handbags.
Perfect. So you got into this business. How did you build it literally with zero capital?
It's not exactly zero capital because it was a passion I was collecting for many years.
Okay.
I had over 25 high-end designer handbags, and me and my best friend together, we had over 50. So we wanted to sell them, and we tried the platforms, eBay, Kijiji, those platforms, and it was almost impossible to sell your high-end designer handbag. Try explaining why consumers should buy your $5,000 handbag from a nobody seller.
Yeah.
And it was really hard dealing with lowballers every day, fraud payments. They always try to send these fake eBay payments saying ship the item first and then your funds will be released. So we explored other options like other consignments, and other consignments were taking at that time 40% fee. Imagine trying to sell a $5,000 handbag and losing $2,000 right off the bat. Wow. Instagram was peaking at the time, and this was 6 years ago, and we decided to list our handbags on Instagram. Full details, photos, everything. Nothing was professional. It was just in our, in our house.
Yeah.
And we started picking up traction. These are the things that need to be screened by a human. Once it reaches this table, it then goes under our microscopic level for secondary review. When it goes to this table, it is ready for photography. It gets photographed professionally here, and then it gets uploaded on all our social media and our website for purchase.
What happens if it's fake at your first two checkpoints?
So if it's fake, we will contact them and let them know, here's our proof that this is counterfeit and that we cannot process your item. Shipments come in, they come sporadically through the day.
So what I find interesting is that the customers who you're working with are giving you in basic average boxes.
Yes, they are.
They are comfortable sending their high-end bags to you in an Amazon box.
We loved reusing boxes because they were discreet. They never got stolen. Here is our storage area.
How long does an average inventory stay in this room?
1 month.
30-day inventory turnover.
That's the average.
Wow.
There's things that sell as fast as the same day. We'll normally put our items in our breathable dust bags.
Okay.
The reason why we have these very sturdy boxes is because we encourage our clients to send back an item to sell.
So do you find that your clients are actually rotating their own inventory by...
and these boxes last a long time, right? They're not the cheaper Amazon boxes that get squished in transit.
No disrespect to Amazon.
Yeah, no,
none whatsoever.
Don't come for me, Amazon. Bubble wrap.
Of course you have your signature paper on there. Look at that.
Discreet exterior, because we obviously don't want anything fishy going around Canada Post knowing that, my God, there's a $5,000 handbag in here, right?
Yeah. Look at that. Now that's an experience.
It obviously started as a hobby, and then eventually when clients came and were like, oh my God, we bought so many from them and then sold, it became a business. My company only started in the basement for the last 4 years, and then we scaled. So we currently have 4 locations worldwide. Our head office is Calgary, Vancouver, Hong Kong, Bangkok, and Malaysia.
Which means you've hired a whole bunch of people.
A lot more.
How many employees do you have on your team now?
We currently have 12.
And that's 12 here in head office?
12 in Calgary.
And then what about your sub-locations?
So our sub-locations, we have 6.
If you were to go back in time, would you have still gone through that type of approach where you've learned the hard part of dealing with companies like eBay or Kijiji and so forth? Or would you have done a different way? Would you have done more research to figure out what's the best option and go out there and do that?
No, it is definitely the trial and error.
Okay.
So eBay didn't work for me because I did not love dealing with the scam payments. I did not love dealing with lowballers. That was a learning curve for me. So we provided that service. And then it was going through the other consignments with 40% fees. We took a 10% fee at the time. Right now, our lowest fee is 12%. We're still doing all the work, but we're providing that service at a much lower and fair commission fee.
What would you say are your best tips for someone who wants to have a successful e-commerce business then?
Definitely explore social media and keep up with the trends. You might think your audience might not be on TikTok, but when you explore where TikTok is going and you explore, wow, they're now this shorter version of YouTube. Education is on there. So we transitioned and we went on TikTok not to do dances or things like that, but to provide that education piece on TikTok because that's what's trending right now.
Perfect.
So if you're not transitioning and you're just comfortable where you are, I think that is something that make companies plateau. Algorithms change. If you don't explore that and find out what algorithms are changing, how are we going to transition, right?
So an e-commerce company is not just putting something on the web.
Absolutely
it's
not.
understanding the ways to market that using social media.
And staying relevant to the market. I know a lot of consignments that were before us, that were the OGs of consignment. Now they're no longer in business because they never took their platform from a brick and mortar store to social media, to online. Why wouldn't you go where your audience, where the market is going, right?
That's the reason why a lot of companies fail. They're not going where the market is headed. My demographic is, on my key business, is the 50 plus crowd. Okay, so they're not on TikTok.
No.
So you won't see my business
But
on
LinkedIn.
TikTok. But they're on LinkedIn.
And LinkedIn has changed so tremendously.
Huge.
It's crazy.
Huge.
Now they're like the
We're
Facebook.
still on conventional media. And the reason for that is because my demographic,
Is
I
there.
know where the market is. My audience is on radio, on TV, and on social media. And the largest pickup of social media as a demographic is my demographic. So I better be there before they get there.
Exactly.
Because the first that they will see. Have you missed anything from the social media or marketing perspective?
I think we should have had a presence on Twitter. I think we should have had more of a presence on LinkedIn, which we are now just getting on LinkedIn. Obviously, I wish I hired out earlier so that we could have been on these other platforms because I couldn't be on 10 different platforms on my own.
Yeah. When you say hire out, did you mean more staff
Yes.
or your marketing strategy?
I think our staffing and implement that marketing strategy.
Okay.
Right?
Why didn't you hire sooner? What was the reason?
Because my job was so relaxed. I liked working from home. I liked going into my basement and working when I wanted to work. And I don't like to micromanage.
Yeah.
So having this completely different position, it was a whole transition for me. But I know it is going to be worth it, right, in the
So
future.
it was a change going away
was
from
a
the basement.
change.
If you hire
was like-
people, you got to get a space. You got to go deal with all
I
that
have to
headache.
drive to work now. I don't enjoy driving to work at 9 in the morning when it's freezing outside, right?
Yeah.
I like to be in my bathrobe, go
Yeah.
downstairs
Okay.
and eat, take snacks.
So you were comfortable. That's the
was
hardest part.
comfortable.
You know, when you're comfortable in a business and then you say, okay, we need to grow, scale, adjust, or I just want to open up more of my skill sets out there.
Yeah.
We think about hiring or adding on more people and you're like, oh my God, this is going to be more headache than it is going to be beneficial.
That was the problem. See, when I became comfortable, that's when we plateaued. And I couldn't figure out why we plateaued. Why were we not increasing on sales? That's when I decided to hire out. I hired one person first, and it was a digital marketing manager because I wanted to be more out there in the social media platform. And that's what was like the light bulb moment for me was like, ding, oh my God, this one person ended up doubling our sales.
So we did that. We did the same thing. We hired one person, her name's Leanna. We brought her on to handle this whole initiative on getting communication, marketing, and media exposure. We brought her on and humongous growth because of that. It's a big difference in my life when I know I've got the best people working with me. I trust them completely. That the stress level, it's less now than it was when I was doing it with less people and it was on me.
And you felt less burnt out.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you get burnt out?
I got burnt out all the time, but my mindset was so different from then, right? It was literally like, no, I make more. If I don't hire people, I don't have that overhead. I don't have that stress as in all these payroll, right? I didn't want that payroll, but that mindset was not the right mindset. Right now, my stress is much less. My team knows more than me sometimes. You never know what brilliant minds you will hire. They take a lot off on my plate, and now I can spend my time doing less of the labor work and more of the creative strategy and things that are going to make the company thousands more an hour, for example.
3 years out, how many staff members do you think you'll be at?
I would say Around 50. See, this is me not wanting to transition again, and it's kind of a bad trait I have. It's like I don't want it to get to the point where there's 200 people and I don't know my staff by name.
Well, you can.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean?
You can. But you can. You can know all 200.
Yeah.
And you can have connection with all 200.
Yeah,
Just like if you have
that's a little
200
bit harder.
customers, how are you going to connect with them?
Yeah, that's true.
Why can't your employees be like your customer?
Yeah.
Why shouldn't they be treated like your customer?
No, and see, this is a transition phase I have to go through again and be comfortable with not being comfortable.
Right now, that's beautiful. Like that's exactly where business owners are, is being comfortable with not being comfortable. The only constant that you're going to have in your business is change.
If you're not changing, you're not growing.
You're done.
100%.
Okay, one thing I talk about is a proper process. When you've put me through your process of how your business works, I love it. Give me 3 tips that business owners have to have a very efficient process in their company.
I think a lot has to do with delegating properly, and if you don't have a great team, you don't have a great company. So what we like to do is implementing KPIs, which are key performance indicators, instead of checklists. We've done both. We've noticed with checklists, people feel like they're doing mindless work. They don't reach into their creativity level. They don't go to the ends of the world for you because they feel like you don't trust them. That's why you're giving them a checklist and they're just done, done, done. Great, my day's done, right? Where we transition to KPIs, which is a metric. So instead of a checklist, it's something we're measuring you on. Let's say, for example, my personal assistant. She has a key performance indicator that is less escalated customers to me, right? Problems that are resolved with her.
So you have to give a lot of empowerment to other staff members.
100%.
That means control is lost from you and gone to them.
It's more about being more creative, and they're gonna feel that trust from you and they're gonna do a lot more for you. That's what we felt in our work culture.
Well, you gotta trust them.
But if you trust them, they're going to feel like they are their own boss in their company and they're gonna work a lot harder for you.
So team, delegate, KPIs. Give me one more.
It ties back to KPIs, is tracking. How many shipments are being shipped out per hour? If you're not tracking those, the person that's doing your shipments could have only shipped 10 shipments a day, and then that's just really not efficient for your company and your team.
When you're looking at growing to take things off your plate by other people who can do a really good job at it, have they messed up and you're like, okay, it's not working, it's time to go?
No, not yet, because that's where my job as managing and training them and onboarding them plays, right? I spent so much time and invested so much of our resources into training them to almost make them a better you, because you want that. You don't want to be the smartest one on your team.
I want to be the dumbest person in the room.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe they make little boo-boos here, but it's all a learning curve. We made boo-boos. We made little boo-boos, right? Yeah. So
we fucked up a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you're calling it boo-boos. Like on my team, like myself and we fucked up a lot here, okay? So it's not little boo-boo.
I was trying to keep it PG.
No, I'll tell you honestly. But what I like about what you're saying though, Tammy, is there's gonna be hiccups along the way. Yes. And you went from a very, I'm gonna call it a selfish movement at the very beginning. Yeah. The less I hire, the more money for me, the more for me to keep.
Yeah.
And I hear this phrase a lot, and I wanna get your opinion on it. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. I call bullshit on that.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that.
Because when you have an objective of more than the bottom line, it's not always what you keep. It's what the objective of that business is.
What was your vision? Is your vision
not going on social media, Tammy, by your competitors, those OGs you were talking about?
Yeah.
Them not going on social media saved them a lot of money.
Yes.
Where are they now? It's not about what you keep.
I see what you're talking about.
Right, so I think that's the difference. Give these business owners 1 or 2 ideas of how do they stay connected with their customer base so they will come back or become loyal to you.
Something we spend and we think is so important is giving that personal touch. When a realtor sells your home, would you not love a gift basket sent to you? Would you not love your realtor to go to your house on that day you got the key and just give you that personal touch, right?
So I'm gonna debate with you on this one.
Why?
Why?
Yeah,
tell
me
why. View. The gift basket to me sometimes feels like thanks for the commission.
Oh.
My first home I bought, the one guy I used, I bought and sold 7 different properties. The first one that I bought, he got me a gift basket and I said, don't ever do that again.
Really?
I do not want you to say thank you for the commission.
Well, you might
add value to me going forward. consistently.
Oh, wow. See, that is something, maybe my mindset is going to change now.
Okay.
Because our personal connection is giving that phone call after they have received their item. We can see if their item has been delivered.
Yeah.
We give that personal phone call and say, how did you love your Chanel?
That's not a bag. That's not a gift.
But what
That's a
we
connection.
do,
I
we
like
love
that.
to send care products. So we love that you purchased your Chanel bag.
Okay.
We have these products we just launched.
Yeah.
It was a care product so that it obviously adds value to their bag, right?
Yeah.
That they newly just purchased. You know, extend the longevity of that bag,
Okay.
right? Because we are about sustainability. We don't mind sending that
Okay,
gift.
so I love what you're doing. I look at that differently than if someone purchased a handbag through you, they received it, and you gave them a Starbucks gift card.
Yeah, that had no connection to
That's
that.
thanks for the commission.
Yeah. No, I see where you're going there.
See that?
Yeah.
So I think what you're doing is you're opening it up to say, I've got more product and services available. Here's a sample.
Yeah.
Do you want more? I like that.
Yeah, so that was our
See the
that was
difference?
our strategy, our
Yeah.
connection, and of course we stay in touch with them, right? Because whenever they ask personal questions, we never just sell them the bag,
Yeah.
right? We actually give you your honest opinion. If we really don't think that bag is going to go with your lifestyle, we're going to say, but this bag is heavy, just so you know. I know you have 2 kids.
So there's
Right?
advice.
There's advice we give, and that's why we make Instagram direct message always accessible and easy.
Are you just typing those conversations in or
Yes.
using voice?
No, we're typing that.
So I've tried both.
How did you like both?
I love the voice.
Oh,
Because they hear me. That's how they build trust. How do they know that somebody on my team isn't typing that up?
right.
But it's my voice.
I like that idea.
Right?
We have 3 bags here, Chanel, Gucci.
Okay.
One of them is counterfeit. I want you to look at them, feel them.
I'll start looking if there's anybody's money and wallet inside, and if there is, then I know it's somebody else's,
So that's an authenticity card.
which may be fake. Now you're
Maybe
making me
fake.
think
It
about
might-
everything.
It might just be there to throw you off.
I have no experience in this whatsoever, so I'd open it up, and that zipper, there's not even opening here, because I don't even know how all this stuff works, but I would probably say this one's a fake one based on that zipper alone.
Okay.
Stickers and numbering, I don't think Chanel put stickers inside their purses, so the control number starts from 1, goes to 0. That's a stumper for me. So I got a zipper issue here, I got a sticker issue here, and I got a tag issue
You
here.
want to say all of them are fake.
I do want to say all have deficiencies. Let's start there.
Okay.
But I would probably lean to the Gucci being the fake one purely because of this.
Wow, that was a really good determination. However,
I'm wrong.
no, you are not wrong.
I'm
you
right?
are correct. I was just gonna say, I'm just surprised that you thought these were counterfeit. Our process is always a multi-step process, which goes through human. Because we touch thousands and thousands of Gucci bags in our lifetime,
Yeah.
we right away know that this is not the material Gucci uses.
Okay.
What also helps us is our entropy device, and this can show us what this fabric looks like on a microscopic level.
This is very interesting because in my business, filtering out good businesses from bad businesses, there is a multi-step process. One of them is a
Exactly.
technological use. There's numbers and you can put it through AI and get a quant factor that comes out. But there still is that human connection that you need to have with that to understand, is it really a well-running business? Or am I going to put people's money in a company that will go to 0?
Wow.
So
that
we're
is
very similar in this
definitely
approach.
very
This is
similar.
neat. And I was right. I was
Yes,
right.
he was
Woo!
right.
Who would you say is your ideal client that you want?
They range from 22 to 45, I would say.
So you're going through, hey, I just finished post-secondary, let's go buy a bag.
Yes, absolutely.
To, hey, I'm getting married, let's go buy a bag.
Yeah.
To, I'm going to have a child now, I need a bag. To, hey, my kids are now gone to school full time, hooray, I need a bag. Like you can kind of see the
Yes.
different transition points through that time frame. Walk me through how you build trust through all those different
Great
and
question.
connection. A
Yes,
connection too,
great
right?
question. Providing that reassurance of that authenticity guarantee, showing them that educational aspect, and providing them that, hey, we are not just here to take your $5,000. We are here building a community of bag addicts. We all have that same common interest.
Yeah.
We all love bags. We send out detailed analysis on counterfeits, on how they can spot out fakes. We send out investment guides. Which bags are great investments? People buying designer handbags, they don't know they go up in prices. They don't know what's a good investment. We tell you that.
I didn't know purses go up in prices.
A Chanel bag I bought 10 years ago, I only paid $3,300 for it. Right now, it's currently worth $10,000 in stores.
Up.
Brand new in stores.
So you can make money on
Chanel
bags.
yes.
Chanel.
But which brands, which designer? Not all bags. Some bags are depreciating.
Okay.
Other bags are assets. And that's similar to your business.
Oh yeah, I look at all that stuff. When I
Absolutely.
hear from my female customers, clients, and they say, I got a collection of designer bags, like, that's a depreciating asset, don't worry about that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, that just goes down.
But you don't know that
Shit, look at
bags
that.
have
Okay.
these investment factors. Who's going to give them these investment knowledge, education behind that? You know, to build that trust is so important. We recently sold a $160,000 Hermes Birkin. We flew it down to the client.
A what? 100 what?
$160,000 Hermes Birkin. We flew it down to the client because we wanted to meet that client.
There are $160,000
There's
purses.
$500,000 purses, yes. But do you know how much that $160,000 Birkin is worth now? If you check it, $250,000 on the resale market.
That's the same price as a condominium in this city.
Yes.
Help people understand why would someone buy a $250,000 bag when they can buy, I don't know, condo with parking in this downtown core, which is worth a lot.
If you ask
and the
me,
price
that was
goes
a
up.
perfect flip though. That $160,000 Birkin that she just bought only less than a year ago is now worth $250 because of the scarcity, the rareness of that bag. We happened to get a client from Singapore, sell that through our channel, and we found a client in Vancouver for her.
Look at that. You went from Singapore through Calgary to Vancouver.
Yes.
And
That's the power of being on social media. If you just had a brick and mortar store, are you going to get that seller here in our small city, Calgary?
That's right.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
But because we're on social media, our clientele is worldwide. I could have sent my assistant. I could have sent, someone else to do that because it would have wasted a whole 2 days to just fly that in. But for me to do that, meet that client, reassure that client, build that trust, that client is a forever client now. Now she's looking for her next rare bag, right? Because she got to meet that client. Why my office is right at the front, I want to meet every client that comes in. They know that they're talking to the highest level of authority in the company.
This is where I think e-commerce businesses are going to fail. They're not going in and actually bringing that face-to-face exposure that says, you're a valued customer, here's who I am. And I love looking at all these upstarted business, I'm gonna start up an e-commerce site, Faisal. Bullshit, you're gonna fail within 3 years because you don't even know how to deal with a human being.
Yeah.
You're Snapchatting that person.
Yeah.
Where's the face-to-face conversation? I think you've explained the difference between an e-commerce business and an e-commerce value-based business. That's the difference.
Yeah, that's
That's
the difference.
why we're here, because I think you can teach all these entrepreneurs that it's not just about putting your stuff online and selling it.
Yeah, it's definitely not that easy.
But the one thing that I think many business owners fail, and I did early in my career, connection.
Connections,
The
right.
connection that people need to have face-to-face is eroding because people think they can be in their basement and just sell online only.
Yep.
How long do you think your business would have lasted?
It would probably have ended today.
You're going to have other businesses. They want to do it better than you. How do you keep up with them? How do you beat them in this game?
So we don't focus on what our competitors are doing because I think that's where you fall behind, is when you're always trying to keep up with your competitors and you're like, oh no, they're doing this, now we got to do this, right? It's mainly focusing on how we can be better than we were yesterday.
When we look at our competition, you're always going to be second.
You're always going to be second.
When you look at what the market wants, what the market needs,
That's when you
you
become
could be
ahead.
completely wrong today, revamp the
Yeah.
entire pivot, whatever we have to do, give the market what the market wants, you'll always be in a
on
leading
top,
position.
yeah.
And that's where I think business owners really need to understand that if you're just going to copy whoever else, you're going to be done.
Well, we were the first to ever start these fake alerts. We were so scared that we were going to get taken down, our Instagram, our social medias were going to get taken down because it is a very controversial thing to post.
Yeah.
Stop these counterfeits. We tried to create this movement. And it was so nerve-wracking for us because this was a thing that no other consignment company did or any other company would want to get into that kind of hot water, is to piss off these underground companies that were producing these fakes, right? For us to go out there and, no, let's do it because this is what's right. I think the world needs to hear it. The world needs some education on the counterfeit market.
That's what the customer wants.
So we did that, and we don't regret it.
The advocacy for honesty is what I call it. That is huge. In my business, it is very easy just to give the basic table stakes, give a basic service, provide a good strategy so they can have a nice future in their lives. But we have to understand what they're going through, what their concerns are. I present every single month to hundreds of people, and I get to have conversation with them. Their questions are their fears. Their questions and their comments are ways that they can tell me, I can fill that need.
Exactly.
So I think what business owners have to do is, what you've been doing and a really good job of, is connecting and listening to what your market wants.
Ask your audience, right? These social medias, you can do surveys. You can do that, ask that question.
Yep.
You know, what do you want to see more from us? Is it fake alerts? Is it investment guides? Tell us. This is how we started doing investment guides, right?
Yeah.
They told us they wanted to see these investment guides, more of it.
Well, as shareholders of, and I own shares of some of these companies, I don't like your business.
I know, yeah.
Right?
Those
I
business don't like our business.
As an owner of companies that design these bags,
Yeah.
I want you out of business, because if these are out of circulation, I can produce more bags and sell them to more people.
Exactly.
You're cutting into my profit.
Yes.
How do you handle that? How do you deal with these big conglomerates? And I'll pick on a couple. Louis Vuitton, LVMH, is a company that has multiple brands in their repertoire, in their portfolio. And you are saying, don't buy new. Buy something that's almost new.
But there's a reason behind why we promote pre-owned, because of that sustainability factor, right? Everything contributes to why our planet is probably maybe not going to exist in what scientists say, 2050, right? How are we reducing our carbon footprint? We make it the importance to showcase the reason behind. Also, you're saving hundreds of dollars is because you're contributing to saving the planet as well.
Yeah, but that cuts into my profit, Tammy.
It does. But
that cuts into my profit.
Hey, if that means you got to change your business model, maybe you need to integrate a pre-owned section on your website, right?
Welcome to the biggest opportunity that these businesses like yours has. You can see where your business is headed.
That is, yeah.
Right? You can then be a curator and distributor of new product. You can be a curator and distributor of pre-owned, of spot treatment, of additional pieces that you can add on to it. Like, holy shit, the sky's the limit for you. So I've made some notes, Tammy. I want to kind of give a bit of a recap to all of you out there on my key takeaways from this interview with Tammy. First of all, education. How she has taken this company and educated her audience in different platforms. It is the most important part. In a business like this, trust is really important. Authenticity, making sure that what you're saying is going to happen. What I loved about what Tammy was saying, not only about her staff, but about her customers, is that there needs to be connection. The one thing that Tammy did that I really like is that after they purchase a product from her, there is a phone call, not a chat bot, not an email that's been templated. It's a phone call. That kind of connection is something that most businesses don't do at all. And Tammy's struggle from getting out of literally the basement to a building like this took a lot of courage, getting out of her comfort zone. The one thing I took away from Tammy was that she's been able to learn how to let go. Just let it go and go through with it. And I think that's when you're ready to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Is an opportunity. So Tammy, thank you so much for taking out your time.
Thank you.
The tour, the bags, everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more from the Karmali Exchange, and go to Faisal Karmali on all social media platforms. You crushed it, girl.
It gives me anxiety letting you feel our bags because you're not the most delicate.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go slow.
It gives me anxiety.
Does it? Sorry. Okay. So
1,000 over.
she's so stressed out. I've got I'm manhandling it. And I'll just keep on saying that again and again and again. Follow for more Exchange with Karmali. What the fuck is the name of my show? What's the name of my show? I have no idea. Karmali Exchange. That's what it's called, right? Yeah.